I'm super pumped this season to be one of the first S15s in the USA to be running the YashioFactory Golf R body kit. I'm pumped on it. Mainly, look how wide it is. Just these little splitters right here make it look so aggressive. It's so different than all the other body kits on the market. It's so wide that we were able to fit a much wider wheel, and just how aggressive it looks. I just really wanted it to be scary. So like someone sees the car in the rearview mirror and they're like, that thing means business. But it's really cool. I love all the little details. It's obviously gotten a little banged up through the season, but considering it's held up really well. I love how everything kind of blends in together, and it's not just like a fender flare, and it blends in with the side skirts. And then in the rear bumper, we kind of had the cool option of being able to cut out the section that's usually here. So everything's really easy to access underneath if we need to fix anything. But overall, the car just looks so cool. It's so different. And it looks like something you would see in D1 GP, which is definitely what I was going for with this car. And I'm super pumped to be working with YashioFactory this year.
おめでとうございます。今2021年初日の出が出ました。ということで2021年もよろしくお願いいたします。
It's your first drive, dude. So good. Literally first go, dude. Yeah, so good. Helped so much watching him. Yeah. So Uncle John's driving my car, and that's Adam LZ. Come on! Adam LZ on my door! Woo! Iいいね楽しい He hit my door. We got a tire mark. I felt that one. That was good. So Adam's taking my car for a drive now. Should be pretty interesting.
2020年、ヤシオファクトリーが新しい試みとしてYouTuber のアダム LZ とコラボレーションをしました。アダムという、アメリカ人ですけれども、まだ若干24、5歳なんですけれども、自動車系 YouTuber で、世界でナンバーワンの YouTuber なんですけれども、もともとですね、アダムと知り合うきっかけを作ったのは、うちにね、いつも出入りしてるルーカス・サムなんですけれども、サムとはもう5年ぐらいの付き合いがあるんですけれども、ちょうど、中国から、ヤシオファクトリーが撤退して、中国にケチョンケチョンにやられましてね、中国にやられたというより、日本人のその金に対する浅ましさとかね、醜さとかを散々こう、学んだという中国でしたけれども、ちょうどその頃、ルーカス・サムが、俺に近づいてきて、いろいろ、オーストラリアでドリフトの大会があるから行こうとかいろいろ誘われたり、そういう形でサムとずっと長い間付き合うようになってきてですね、2018年 月だか11月だったか忘れましたけれども、アメリカ人を日光の岡村義塾で走らせたいと、そんなオファーがあって、まあはっきり言って全然情報もなかったし、アダムがどういう人間かもわからなかったんだけれども、1日うちのレッスンカーを乗りたいと、そういうオファーがあって、まあ普通にね、いいよっていうことで、そこで日光サーキットでアダムと知り合いました。でアダムが俺もね全然情報がなかったんで、ドリフトがどのぐらい上手いかも知らないし、レッスンをしてくれっていうぐらいだから、まあ大したことないのかなと思って俺結構レッスンで教えたんですけれども、まあ、当時はね確かにまあ、右ハンドルに慣れてないのかなとか思いながらも結構上手いなと思ってたけれども、まさかフォーミュラ D に出て、なんだプロ2クラスっていうのかな、優勝しちゃうぐらいのうまさだとは思わなかった。最初はね。そんなのに俺結構あいつにいろいろ教えてて後から見ると笑っちゃうんだけれども。
Late. This is my friend Sam from Australia.
What's up, guys?
We actually met at that D1 event and he was like, come to Nico.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm here. All right, so for people that don't know, can you give like a little bit of a background, kind of like what's going on today, who Oka-chan is, what YashioFactory is?
Sweet. So YashioFactory is pretty much, Oka-chan is the owner of YashioFactory, and he's known as the S chassis god of the world. And that is because in all of the hot version episodes, Kechi Tsuchiya would always compare his cars to anyone else that brought like an S chassis to, you know, the TV show and whatnot, to compare on the Toge and whatnot. So he is known as the best SR tuner, the best like Sylvia setup suspension wise and everything for drifting. He's the guy you want to see if you have an S chassis in Japan, and it's world known, especially here in Japan. And Nico today is one of his events called Okajuku, which is like a training day for anyone and everyone, all ages. There are people here that are retired and 70 years old learning to drift, down to 16 years old learning to drift. So it's just an awesome fun day. Yeah.
What's kind of cool too, when I got here, he was like kind of showing me the car. He's like, yeah, you know, and they set their cars up here much more different than you guys do back in the States. But I kind of set my car up very similar to how they set them up here, so I think I should be fine. And we're referring to like having like a lot of grip, a little bit higher ride height, a little bit stickier tire. And I'm excited. How's the angle on the car? Decent amount?
Oh yeah, you'll be totally fine. It's just, you know, cut, shut knuckles, short knuckles, extended LCA, so you should be able to get a good like 60 to 70 degrees of angle. You'll be
sick.
fine.
Can we do like a walk around on the car that I'll be driving today?
Yeah, let's do it.
That'll be sick. All right, here it is. I get to drive an S15 with an SR. Can we pop the hood?
Yeah, we can pop the hood.
Sick. This thing is so cool. Wow, that's pretty. All right. So he was telling me it's a bottom out turbo, but what turbo did you say it is comparable to? Like a disco potato, basically?
Yeah, it'll be pretty much like a disco potato, like the GT28 kind of variant, or the HKS variant of that. Everything in Japan is set up so that it's super reliable, lots of, you know, decent torque and power. So this is about 350 horsepower, and this is all you need to have a lot of fun and drift consecutively and still make it home at the end of the event. That's the important thing in Japan.
Definitely looks fairly simple. Kind of a lot of stuff removed from the bay, which is kind of interesting, almost like a little bit of a tuck going on. This right here, OG Clutch fan.
RB fan too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that like a common mod?
Yep. And then you put the bigger water pump pulley on there, because SRs have a massive issue, 8,000 RPM, 7,000 RPM, where they cultivate the water and it creates bubbles. So it means your head can't stay cool. So Oka-chan made a bigger version of that so that it slows it down and prevents it from that happening.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if I need to do that on my SR back home, but looks pretty simple. Cool. Walk around. This cage is nice.
Yep.
Is this just like a bolt-in cage?
Yeah, this is the one that Oka-chan got builds for him as well.
Looks fairly simple, probably just like cable style handbrake?
Yeah.
But with some good pads.
Yeah. Although you probably won't be using that much. It'll be a lot of third gear flicks and stuff in this, so.
Sounds fun. I think you're right. This is my first time ever drifting an S15.
Yeah. It's gonna be good.
And then I get to go back home and drive an S15 with twice the horsepower, and it'll be half as fun.
You're gonna realize what the difference is of putting a massive weighty 2JZ in the front compared to an SR. You're probably gonna hate it at first, but then you'll love it.
I mean, from what I understand, S15s and S14s pretty much feel the same.
I think Okachan would argue to disagree with that.
Aren't they literally the same exact car underneath, pretty much?
No. The S15, from what I understand, no, the 14's wider, isn't it?
From what I understand and what I was told, pretty much underneath, you can't tell the difference between an S14 and an S15. It's literally just
the same.
Yeah, everything's interchangeable.
Well, I will ask Okachan the moment he gets back, and he'll tell us.
Yeah. Should we trust him? Do you think he knows anything about these cars?
I don't know, man. I think a couple of Gaijins will know more, right?
Yeah.
That's what he makes too.
I kind of dig that. Tow hook out the hood.
Because in Japan, if you want to be able to drive back and forth from events, you can't have anything protrude past the car, the bumper. Otherwise, it fails shuck-in, and the police will tell you to go home and get the car fixed.
Really?
Yep, and you have to redo shuck-in, which is like another $1,500 US to re-get the certificate and everything.
Interesting. So he street drives this?
No, this is obviously on the back of his tow truck, but it is street legal.
Not just any tow truck either.
Street legal.
Imagine the S15 just rolling around on this thing. This is a very, very, very fast entry. Is 5 speed?
6.
Oh, 6.
3 or
Okay.
2.
Gotcha.
Second only.
Okay. So we're gonna enter in third and then drop down second.
Second.
Okay. I guess it's my turn. It's okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Feels good. Got to really work it. I got used to driving that JZ. That was awesome! That was fun! Arigato!
Okay.
I did not expect to be able to link it first try. This car is very good!
Okay.
Wow. Try to give it a little bit more of a flick this time. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Arigato.
Oh.
keep going or go in?
Go.
So good, man.
How was your first drive?
Dude, so good. Literally, first go, dude.
Yeah.
It helps so much watching him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. はい。
最終コーナーの2つが、
はい。そう。
じゃなくて、
もっと綺麗でしょ。そうそうそう。
I'm flicking too hard?
No, so through this corner here, instead of like nice and smooth riding all the way through, you're kind of going boom and then boom, like, so you need to just get the hang of that corner and ride it nice and smooth all the way around.
Okay.
So, like I said before, like you want it to look beautiful, so imagine how that would look on the outside of the car, and you should just start picking up that technique really easily.
Cool. What about that section?
That section you were doing pretty good.
Cool.
Just
Thanks. Back out, and I asked about tandeming with Sam, but I guess Sam's car doesn't have an angle kit, and Okachan doesn't really want me following him unless it's Okachan driving his car, just because he doesn't want him to spin and then me to mess up his car, which makes sense. So Okachan's gonna drive his car, get a little comfortable, and then hopefully we'll be able to tandem with him a little bit, which would be very cool. Just so he looked higher, because he looked pretty small compared to me. He's a funny guy. Sam's been killing it today. I guess this is like the closest he's ever driven here, and Okachan's really proud of him, so it's a great day for both of us. But he has been teasing me about not putting a tire mark on his door. So I guess that's the mission of this last session. Give him a little rub-a-dub-dub. Just right about here. We'll see. Check out how cool this truck setup is. Look how low car friendly it is, and then this thing just lifts right up onto the truck. That's baller.
2019年もアダムはやってきました。で、2019年の時はね、俺もアダムがどういう人間かっていうのをだいぶ情報も入って分かってたので、すごい YouTuber ってことも知ってたし、まあ、アダムだけを招待して日光サーキット貸し切ったんですけれども、まあそういういろんな思いがあったのかどうかわからないけれども、アダムが、2020年、フォーミュラ D に大会に出るにあたって、岡村のプロデュースしたエアロをつけたいと、そういうオファーがありました。俺は基本的にあまり自分のエアロを誰かにつけさせて、宣伝するみたいなスタイルは取らない人なので、これはもう珍しいんだけれども、まあだからもう基本的に俺から絶対行かないタイプなんで、まあアダムがそういう風に言ってきたので、まあ俺は、2つ返事でいいよっていう話をしたんだけれども、フォーミュラ D の、レギュレーションに合わせるためには、今までのフェンダーよりも20ミリぐらいワイドなフェンダーが必要なんだと、そういうことを言われたので、もう新しく今までよりもさらに20ミリワイドのフェンダーを作りました。まあそれなりにすげえ金もかかったけれども、まあ、どうせね、やるんだったらその方がいいなと思って、アダムのために、作ったんですけれども、2020年、4月のロングビーチの開幕に、うちも、サムと一緒に、ファミリーで開幕戦見に行こうとしてエアチケットも取ってあったんだけれども、2020年はコロナの影響でもう全てのなんかイベントが、ダメになったり延期になったりしたおかげでですね、結局去年はアメリカ行きは、成し得ませんでした。そんなこんなで、フォーミュラ D もやらないのかなとかって思ってたんだけれども、去年の夏過ぎから急にフォーミュラ D が動き出して、まあ、うちのエラーをつけたアダムが、まあ、俺は基本的にそのなんだろう、成績とかそんなことはどうでもよかったわけね。別にアダムっていう人間がその好きで、エアロを協賛したわけだから、1位になろうがビリだろうがそんなことはどうでもいいわけなんだけれども、なぜかねプロ1クラスという一番頂点のクラスで、結構活躍してね4位ぐらいになってんだよね。ちょっとねアダム見直しました。
Last time I thought I was in the wrong spot because it looks like a little construction area, and then you start coming up and then you see Nico Circuit. So cool. Alright, so we've officially made it to Nico Circuit. What's going on today, Sam?
We got a private day, track all to ourselves. It's going to be epic and the best lineup ever. Full YashioFactory spec cars, and HKS brought the party machine.
So, alright, can we do like a quick walk around and kind of show what's in the pits? Okachan's out there playing right now in his car. That thing's cool. So we've obviously got your car right here.
Yep. So one of us will be driving that today. We're still fighting over who's going to do it.
So there's two cars here. There's Sam's car and then there's the other one that I drove last time that had a bit of an accident. I want to drive the beat up one, not your beauty, because I don't want to be responsible.
I want to put you in this one because that's the Japanese way, right?
Yeah.
The best of the best.
But you're not Japanese, you're Australian.
Hey, I try to be Japanese.
Alright, so this one was at the shop, right?
Yeah.
Now I was kind of geeking out over the endless brakes, and you taught me something I didn't even know. You want to tell me something about these rear brakes real quick?
So these rear brakes, a lot of people ask why the calipers are so big in the rear, and it's because this is actually like got two systems in there. Two brake lines go to that, one for the hydro and then one for the foot brake itself, and they work like completely separate from each other.
So it's like a single caliper, dual caliper setup. It looks sick too. This is the car that I drove last time. Last time I didn't have painted fenders, did it?
No, yeah, it had a few crash fenders and white fenders, I think, yeah.
So this is like a rental car that Okachan rents out, right? And unfortunately, looks like someone had a little bit of difficulty learning.
Yeah, one of Okachan's customers smashed into his 16-year-old son.
No way.
Yeah, it was a private like training day, and yeah, it was a good time.
So Sam wanted to drive this one, but I told him I'd rather drive this one than his precious beauty right now. So, and then the last car that's very, very cool. You want to tell me a little bit about that?
This one?
Well, I was talking about the HKS car, but yeah.
So HKS, this is kind of like the promo car that they bring out during halftime shows. We can't show you what's in the engine bay. There's some prototype stuff going on in there, but this one's going to be out ripping today, and it's going to be really cool.
How much power does it make?
It's 1,000, like right on the 1,900 mark.
So this is like a crazy, crazy car.
Yeah.
That's
so
sick.
Like full rear radiator, 2GZ, all that kind of stuff.
It's like FD spec.
Yeah.
So cool. So when can we go drive?
Now?
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, so we're back in the Yashio car that I drove last time. Ironically, I think this is where I learned to start wearing gloves, because before this, I didn't really wear gloves, and we had to wear gloves here. So I brought Okachan's, and then afterwards I was like, man, gloves are sick. I'm excited, a little nervous. It's been a while since I've been out on this track. Scrubbing the tires a little bit. Try to get some heat in them. This thing feels good. I always forget how short this track is. I really like it. We'll go with the tame entry at first.
Forgot to latch my hood, push it down and lock it, and flew up. It's okay though. I was more worried when it happened. I was like, oh crap.
It's so surreal being here. Like, I definitely feel spoiled to get to come here and just have my pick of any of these insane YashioFactory S15s to drive. So, I might actually be able to do some laps in this car later, which would be pretty cool. But right now we're going over to a little track food thing. It's so hard for me every time I go up to one of these not to get a coffee. It's just such a fun experience. What are we getting now? Oh, the nectar? I've had these, they're good.
Oh, you've had it?
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, they're great, eh?
Arigato gozaimasu. So correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, this karagi is basically fried chicken.
Yep.
And then this is just soy ramen.
Yes.
Sweet.
That was epic.
Mark that one. I might want to steal that from you. I think that was my best lap here so far.
Hell yeah.
Like, it was just like perfect flick, perfect right back on power.
It felt great.
crazy about this? It was like 1 year ago since we were here last, right?
Literally on the tee. Like Facebook sent me one of those memories thing for today.
I remember you talking about how you wanted to build up your own Yashio S15, and look where you are, dude.
I know, dude.
It's so cool.
We just got to build a second one now.
I know.
またその2021年、コロナ次第なんですけれどもね、アダムとコラボでアメリカでドリフトをしたりとか、そういうこともやっていこうとは思ってるんですけれども、本当にこのコロナ、どうなることかわからない。これだけは本当わからないので、ルーカス・サムと俺とアダムでアメリカでドリフトできたらね、楽しいなっていうふうに思ってます。そういったわけで、アダムが選んでくれたヤシオファクトリーのエアロという、今回はタイトルです。2021年もね、ヤシオファクトリーは、日本のサーキットはもうどこへでも行こうと思ってますけれども、できればね、世界のサーキットに走りに行きたいなっていう思いもあって、頑張りますので、皆さん、応援よろしくお願いいたします。それからチャンネル登録の方もよろしくお願いします。
We're gonna surprise him with this birthday cake today because he's turning 30 next week on the 11th. Okay. Make sure. Oh, he doesn't. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sam. Happy birthday to you. おめでとう。
ありがとうございます。みんなありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。恥ずかしい。
何歳ですか
？30歳。すごい。
おめでとう。
ありがとうございます。チェリーケーキ。誰か持って。ゴールさん。センちゃん。
Who do you think it is?
It was Oka-chan, right? Or Oka-chan's wife? You? How did you sneak it here?
It was delivered.
What? They do that in Japan? Cake delivery?
Yeah. Hi. Talk to the camera.
I don't know what I'm more shocked at. The fact that you did this or that they delivered it to Nikko Circuit.
Hi, talk to the camera.
I don't know what to say, mate. I'm 30 years old. I'm getting old.
おめでとう。
Is this it?
みんなで食べますよ、でもこれ。これはリアルに美味しいやつ。You wanted to be done?
I kind of wanted it too. It's too late now. Nothing.
もったいないもん。
He was like pushing the cardboard into my forehead. I was waiting for it.